tournament, so let's see what they can do. Teams entering the field of battle here. A quick review. Both of these teams 0-1 right now in the group, so correct. Still early days, but you do need to finish in that top 4, so they are potential candidates to get knocked out if they continue losing.
Yeah, and I think for Business Associates, you lost to Quincy Crew, who on paper might be the best team, at least most consistent team in NA. Obviously, EG have the, I think, higher ceiling, but with the stand-ins, it just seems like they haven't been that consistent. So, yeah, we'll see how if Thunder Predator can bounce back, because yesterday they did not look particularly good. I don't think they showed their best Dota. I would maybe slightly agree they're at least kind of favorites here against Business Associates, who are changing their roster. You know, they brought in Envy and Snake King recently. It seems like they're just in this more volatile position right now.
Yeah, that Cloud9 experiment did not last very long, huh? It's like a solid month and a half or so.
It was not the best month of games for that squad.
When is the last time Cloud9 has re-entered Dota and it didn't have Envy on its roster? Has there been a time, or I think every single re-entry has been with Envy, I want to say.
They had one team that was Danish. They picked up the Danish squad with Ace.
That's correct. Let's see.
That was...
So Envy was on that. The 2020. Oh wait, no, that was the most recent edition. 2017.
I'm probably like 2015 is. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so it was 4 months at the start of 2017. They had the Danish lineup.
Bears.
Then you have another Envy lineup. We had the Ritsu lineup.
Oh yeah, that didn't have Envy.
And that was a 2-month iteration.
Yeah, that one quickly exploded.
I'm just looking at all these Cloud9 Dota rosters, and it's like an average lifespan of like 2 months. You've got...
They've had some misfortune.
The 2020 roster was 2 months. The 2017 rosters, the Danish lasted 4.5. TI7, it was 1 month, which they just signed them for TI. Yeah, the Ritsu lineup a month and a half. This is pretty bad.
Yeah, you know, it's hard in North America. I think we're seeing that now with the constant roster changes. Even for the orgs, again, you know, Chaos dropping their team despite being the consistently second best team in North America. It's kind of a struggling region in some ways. You know, there's got a lot of heart in NA, but sometimes the results aren't there and the stability is not there.
But Grant will always be here.
Oh yeah.
He'll be the last man. He'll be the last man out of the servers. Yeah. It's going to be like 10 years from now. I was like, all right, closing time, guys. We're shutting down Dota 2, and you got to like drag Grant kicking and screaming out of Bellevue.
Yeah, when I say there's a lot of heart, I think it's Grant making up for the lack of passion in the rest of the NA community with all his.
Yeah, the rest of you losers, all you care about is your hats and your TI battle passes or compendiums or whatever they call it now.
It's fun getting these matchups where the NA versus SA rivalry kind of, and that's always a fun little treat. Adds a bit of spice to these matchups.
This is like...
Yeah, SA looked way stronger than NA outside of EG, like, you know, probably going into the LA Major. Like, that's when NA really, to me, looked very shaky. But... you know, it's hard to say now with the online Dota. You don't get to see the teams play on equal footing.
Absolutely.
Perhaps part of the issue.
Yeah, this felt like the first year, or maybe last year, towards the end of last year, where SA was actually, as a region, looking on equal footing to NA, even, like you say, with EG. And yeah, EG is maybe better than all the SA teams, but you look at some of the depth in SA with not just Beast Coast, but Thunder Predator.
And also more stability. Like, those teams kind of stick together a little longer. They have actual orgs representing them. You know, so they're getting salaries, which never hurts.
Yep. So what are we in for here? We'll be the offlane Visage, as was pointed out, but with the Earthshaker, it kind of ends up getting a lot of solo experience. I think the key thing for Snake King and what he does is not leeching XP, because until you get level 6 on Visage, this hero is very lackluster.
All right, MNZ getting a decent block here, but the secondary fissure coming out now, so no matter how well you block, those creeps will slowly move in. Our mid lane, Leo style, on the Ember against the Envy NP mid. I've seen Envy playing mid a fair amount recently, so you know, curious to see how this goes. Obviously, Nature's Prophet normally pretty dominant in 1v1s.
Yeah, should do just fine here. But I also think Ember should do fine for the most part as well. He can use the Flame Guard for some AoE damage when there's treants on him.
And you can, later on, you can like leave your lane and still D-push pretty effectively, which is often a problem of if you're up against like a Prophet or a Lone Druid, these heroes that take buildings quickly.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. That's going to free up Envy especially to make some nice early moves. But yeah, down bottom, the Shaker's going to be sticking around to make sure that Brax doesn't get bullied too much out of lane. The AA5 position is definitely a hero that Visage is probably kind of annoyed to be playing against. And then over at top lane, it is the Bane doing his best to zone away Matthew's Rubik. Secure farm for Moo's Ricky.
Yeah, 4 denies already on this Clockwork. Frank off to a pretty hot start. Bottom lane, though, it will be our first blood. MNZ going down. PPD, I think, said it would be, was it 13 deaths? And we've already got 1.
That was for MJZ.
Oh, that was MJZ.
That was, yeah,
okay.
that was the AA, but...
The other MZ.
Yeah. I mean, PA is going to, I guess, have a rough one as well.
It's not the easiest PA game either, though.
No.
Like Kat mentioned the Earthshaker. You've got the Bane. Even if you get a BKB, there's a grip you have to worry about. The Cloud. Riki can really mitigate your damage.
And I've been seeing this more and more. These Visage, you can go level 1 Soul Assumption. I think the mid Visage known for just going for the Grave Chill and even maxing out your Cloak sometimes, but Soul Assumption level 1, incredibly powerful, and not many people expect 2 back-to-back Soul Assumption nukes. It's a 4-second cooldown, and if you have full mana pool, you can use 2, sometimes 3 with Mangoes.
Leo Style taking a lot of harassment here from Envy. He does have a Fairy Fire. Should be okay, but he's chewed through quite a bit of regen. Does have the salve out now. Still getting his farm, though. Envy only 4 CS.
Hits, yeah.
And those 9 denies, you know, they're not what they used to be.
They might be some Treant denies as well, so it's definitely not the most impressive start for Envy.
I know Envy's gotten a little, criticism and questions around his ability to actually play mid at the top level. And so far, this mid lane looking kind of rough.
Yeah,
Brax continues to rack up the denies, though.
Struggling to get last hits on Visage, but doing some good harass. And yeah.
I mean, Visage 52 damage is not great when you're up against a PA with a Quelling Blade.
You're not denying anything. You'd hope to maybe get some last hits, but even that, you've got a pretty big disadvantage in terms of last hit damage.
And his animation is not the best either.
It's one of the worst, I'd say. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But, you've got Soul Assumption. You can maybe get those kills. They're going to try to make a move here on MNZ. Snake King, quite low. He doesn't get the Enchant Totem hit off, though. Yeah. I think with that, maybe it's a kill. But without, no chance.
Yeah, Brax had like a Mango or the ability to get 1 more Soul Assumption off. That would make sense. But yeah, MNZ gets salved up, and there's complete control of this bottom lane now for Thunder Predator. Brax doesn't want to keep spending money on like Tangos and Clarities and to use his nuke, so I think his lane's in a really tricky spot. He's only level 3.5. He's been completely sharing XP with Shaker. I think they have not done a good job of prioritizing Visage getting XP.
Our first action up towards the top lane. It's a sleep on Frank, and Moo going in onto Matthew. He is going to tank the tail end of the battery assault, but can chase this one. Blink Strike forward. Should have the kill on Matthew, and will bring him down, while Frank unable to complete the takedown here on Fear's Bane. In fact, Fear even moseying back in a little bit, and also action down bottom, where Snake King will bring down MNZ. They've got Brax was able to get off a little bit of extra damage. Another kill secured.
Yeah, I think Snake King brought him some regen, so brought some Mangoes and mana regen, health regen to make that lane playable once again. So PA goes down, but instantly TP back with Brax not having regen once more. So while he does die, I think Thunder Predator is still looking just fine in this bottom lane.
It's taking a lot to get those kills.
Yeah, absolutely.
MNZ, in fact, going in on Brax here, right as bounty runes are spawning. And MJZ was going to grab it, but he actually comes up, hoping to get in range to secure the kill. Just a bit too slow. Could have gotten the double bounty, but he'll end up getting one, I imagine, with Snake King.
Oh, and here
looking
comes
for the
Matthew.
other. Oh, never mind that. Matthew sneaks in from the side.
He's been scouted, though.
We'll snag it. So Envy back to the base. They're going to give Fear the middle lane just for a moment here. He did have a DD earlier on Envy. Not able to convert that into anything except some harass and last hits.
Yep. Somewhat even game. Slightly Thunder Predator favored so far. MNZ taking some more nukes down bottom. Brax is constantly ferrying himself Mangoes to make this lane as difficult as possible for MNZ.
Is it worth it to just keep on spamming the Mangoes?
I think so. I think this is your best way of getting level 6, because without the kill threat.
Oh, MNZ, he blinked in onto Braxton. It was into an enchant totem from Snake King. I think had he dodged that, he lives there. But instead, it's a double kill. Nice rotation by Envy, giving them a little extra momentum in this bottom lane.
Look at Brax's net worth, bottom 2. And that's after getting a double kill. He's 2-0-2, and he has bottom 2 net worth. And that's because he's probably bought like 6, 7, 8 mangoes. I don't know. I'm not counting, but I actually think this is how you have to play the lane, because if you don't have mana, you just get gone on and you die. So you always need to have mana to use like double soul assumption to pose a kill threat in your lane. So what Brax is doing is the best way to play this lane, but he's going to be severely underfarmed until he gets those familiars to accelerate his growth.
Yeah, despite all the kills, you know, only level 5, not even that far ahead of the enemy lane.
Yeah.
So it is an unfortunate position he finds himself in. Meanwhile, PA, top 2 in net worth, is Action top and also action bottom, a Fissure Black onto MJZ, catching him out. Snake King scores another kill, but MNZ will be just fine.
Yeah, and now that the bottom lane has swung in BA's way, they've given Brax the solo XP, so that level 6 is about to be reached at a pretty decent time in the end.
We haven't talked at all really about Moo aside from that one kill, and he is topping the net worth charts, already level 6, about to have a double Wraith ban, Oov, and Tread, so Riki coming online quickly, gods.
Yeah. Expect to see him get nice and active. Moo generally playing these more tempo carries, getting involved. We're not really seeing, I think, BA play the hard carries as a whole, and Moo instantly TPs down bottom.
It's such a strong hero at this stage of the game. Like, what do they have when he drops that cloud? He
It's a level 4 PA.
Hasn't actually skilled it yet, but MNZ getting harassed now with the quad lane, with the familiars emerging. So basically it feels like 5 heroes down in this bottom side of the map. Moo just going to work on MNZ. He does get controlled for the moment. Now looking for MJZ, perhaps goes back in Viz. NVT ping forward. In comes the Ember. A whole brawl down here in the bottom side of the map. MJZ should be going down momentarily. MNZ a bit too tanky though as Leo Style tries to remnant back and away. NV is there to cut him off. Does have a Quelling Blade. There is no Sprout anyway, so couldn't have pursued further. It's a 1-for-1 in the end.
Yeah, I think
Envy's got to back off.
You're okay with that. Thunder Predator got kind of overwhelmed by numbers there, but still only lose the AA in the end. So that Riki rotation looked really spooky, but ultimately it's just a Boots, Orb of Venom, Riki with some Wraith Band, so he doesn't have like the true lockdown or kill threat of a Diffusal Blade yet.
Yeah, normally you'd see like the level 7 or 8 rotation where you ideally have the Cloud as well.
Yeah, that one value point to try and lock down a key hero like an Ember or
and while
PA.
that was going on, Frank just sat top. So he's got level 6, despite a bit of a tough start.
And that's where I think it actually favored Thunder Predator, that 1-for-1 trade. MNZ, while he got gone on, it quickly rotated to mid where he had an empty lane temporarily. More action down bottom with the...
this time I think we might see Clock get involved if they go for this.
Yep.
He's also thinking about a dive top on Snake King, but they are about to pincer Leo Style. MJZ has spotted out Moo, the rocket, a warning shot fired in from the north, and business associates will think twice. They're really trying to force this high-tempo game. Meanwhile, up top, TP from Moo, looking for Matthew. They've got Fissure in support. Moo getting blocked away from him, but should be able to get the kill with the tricks of the trade. Kill secured. Frank will just back off.
We'll see where Frank looks to go. It's not an easy lane for him to make plays. A big part of this Riki pick is that it also matches up well against the Clockwork. You've got an escape against the hookshot, the Cogs. Nature's Prophet has the trees. You can also use the Sprout to get yourself out of Cogs. So not an easy game for Clockwork to hunt heroes other than these 2 supports.
Little battle over the outposts here as the Radiant will capture the bottom. It's a 1-for-1 exchange overall.
Yep.
We'll have some ultimates coming online soon. Ice Blast about to be out. Matthew's still a fair ways away from his spell steal, but maybe he gets the tome. Looks like Thunder Predator coming online with most of their key like damage abilities. Still a very squishy draft though, so imagine business may not be deterred by that as they set up on the top lane. Hook shot away from Frank, but the DD picked up by Envy secures the kill, hitting almost 230 something a pop with those auto attacks.
Yeah, Envy's done a great job with rune control. He's picked up at least the last 3 runes. He's had 2 DDs and an arcane rune, so making sure they can use those for rotations, ganks, and to make plays.
And now going to convert it into a tower. Looks like Ice Blast coming in. Moo will back away. Leo Style TPs, and They're a little hesitant to go in. This tower just out of deny range, it looks like. No, that last
below,
catapult
yeah.
shot hits. Do they deny it? For the moment, they're going to keep it up and do see a potential dive bottom with the familiars coming in. Brax setting up on MJZ. Soul Assumption, decent damage done, brings him down to half with the help of the Brain Sap. There is a Fiend's Grip available. He'll let that one go. Ember coming in, doesn't have any mana here to chains or cancel this, so it's going to be a full grip and a key kill on Frank, and now the chase back is Thunder Predator. We'll just have to forfeit this tower, it appears. In fact, could be in danger of losing MJZ. Blink in from Riki. Ice Blast comes out, but he just easily tanks it. And meanwhile, Leo Style, out of mana, they might go for him as well. The chains come through, just enough for that, but they sprout. He's got the quelling. They have the stuns from the familiars. Follow-up fissure, not too far off. Good lift by the Rubik, throwing him forward, actually, and that might keep Snake King in range here for this momentary fissure. He's looking for it, and he will find it. The blink, the kill, and now Matthew, he could be next. The chain feeds are coming in from Thunder Predator. Can Matthew get out of this one? There is a teleport in 3 seconds from the Nature's Prophet. I don't think he gets away. It's going to be Matthew's death and potentially a tier 1 mid after that. TP coming through, gets off the Fade Bolt. Does manage to find at least something here. Frank on the south side, now he hooks away, but they have lost the Rubik. MJZ also running back. One by one they go in, and one by one they continue to fall. Moose still chasing. He's looking for more. They've come from the Radiant outpost all the way almost to the north side of the map. Finally, Moo will back off. Can they get him? They have Dust. They do catch him with the chains. This would be a big kill. There's no hook shot. There is a rocket somewhat soon, but Moo blinks away to the high ground, and then back to the low ground. Looks like he should get out. The triple blink retreat.
Nicely done, Moo. Showing full understanding of how to play the Riki. Diving for the kills and then using all his elusiveness to get out. BA get kill after kill, giving up almost nothing that entire time. That was a fantastic sequence of events and bit of team play coming out from them. I love the way Moo's just getting so active. So many Rikis you see, particularly in pub games, are just like, oh, I'll come fight with my Diffusal. Diffusal's your item timing. But really, Riki with just Treads double Wraith Band is one of the best fighting early game heroes in the game because you've got double Blink, you've got so much mobility and kill threat just with the Wraith Bands.
Especially in this lineup, right? Like, everyone on Thunder Predator is pretty squishy. Many immobile heroes, particularly the supports.
Yep.
So it's a game where he really can excel. We'll have another look at that previous action. You can see this is like halfway through the chase. They're still running up towards mid and then all the way over to the top side.
Yeah, unfortunately for Snake King, the Clockwork found him there, but that was the one death really on the BA side during like an entire 2-minute long fight.
Snake King's 1,500 gold banked here though as they smoked and looking for an opening. Can they converge on Frank? They get the fissure start. The follow-up coming through from Tricks of the Trade. Blink by Moo. Can Fear get in range? He does Brain Sap. Doesn't want to grip. There are tools to cancel that, potentially.
Yeah, I thought he might go for it. I guess he's worried about Rubik stealing it.
Yeah, maybe the chains, but Leo Style was kind of far away. So it probably would have worked, but didn't know. Lacking the high ground vision there.
And I worry for Thunder Predator. They're going for a very greedy build on the Phantom Assassin, going for the Battle Fury. Just feels like a very slow build-up that maybe has worked more in the NA regional games where games are going late a bit more and we're not seeing teams apply as much pressure, but I think BA is looking to do exactly that. They have a Visage draft with a Riki carry. They're going to be constantly fighting and applying pressure.
MNZ trying to farm here under cover of Blur, but Fear is wiser. Will catch him out with the help of Envy. The grip and the kill secured. Meanwhile, up top, Brax being pursued. A hasted Leo Style on the hunt. This is a fairly tanky Visage, though. 1,200 HP with that Dominator, and still decent amount of Gravekeeper's Cloak resistance. Hookshot just a bit short, it looked like, or at least too late. So we'll make it out towards safety, so the PA kill is not rebutted. A lot of wasted time for Thunder Predator.
Yep. And Brax has completed his Home of the Dominator, now working on the drums, going for all those Team Aura items. It's going to make this BA lineup have some good pushing potential to go with Envy's Nature's Prophet, who is going for more of that kind of right-click build as well. With a first item MKB, straight into the evasion countering, going to make PA's life very difficult.
He's almost got it, too. This is really fast.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's an item they desperately needed necessarily, but he will ultimately want it as like his second or third item at a minimum. So I think he's just like, well, I don't need anything else. May as well just go straight into the MKB. It's a good item for killing other heroes, even who don't have evasion. It's just a lot of bonus right click.
A lot of Nature's Prophet players favor those like team items. You know, we've seen the drums, the Vlads, the mechs sometimes, but they do already have the Visage who can build those. Looks like drums are coming for Brax.
Well, we just gotta be careful.
So a bit of an adjustment as a result. Fear will sleep. Frank just looks to retreat. They do steal it. But all the while, the top side of the map, MNZ farming away. About to get a rude awakening as Envy now has that Demon Edge.
Yeah, that was a big rotation through their jungle there on the Thunder Predator side. So while they get the D-Ward off, they don't find any kills off of it. And BA seem happy and content to just farm up one or two more items before they make their play. You mentioned the MKB, the drums also just about to be completed, and 25 gold on Brax. Ricky goes for the Yash in the end, not the Diffusal. I think they just decide they have enough control, lockdown. The Sprout plus Smokescreen combo can be very potent if you don't have a 4-staff or a Quelling Blade to get out of it. And just wants that bit of extra Yasha for early game fighting stats.
Another smoke and Fear moves in, but he doesn't see a target. Ends up backing off. They do get the D-wards going. A nice 2-hero chains. Frank biding his time. Hook shot at the ready. And Moo will sneak his way into the Radiant jungle. But all the while, PA happily farming up top, and they're not applying pressure. So, I mean, you mentioned the PA going straight Battle Fury. We also see what looks to be a Mjolnir rush on Leo style. So they're going for a lot of deep push and, you know, some greedier farming items. Business Associates definitely slowing down here, 14-4, but only a 3K lead.
If they can get to late game without being too far behind, they're in an okay spot. It's going to be about the PA BKB timing. Having that Battle Fury, maybe Deso and BKB, those 3-item timing, it's a lot to farm, but around that kind of 30-ish minute mark is where Thunder Predator could see this game suddenly look really nice for them. And they can get there, as you said, the Mjolnir on an Ember or even just a Maelstrom is a lot of D-push.
Smoke at the mid lane, and it looks like they will journey south, trying to catch out Moo, who may stick around for one wave too many. Actually, the rocket back towards mid, and the tower down. Bit indecisive here. Thunder Predator not sure where they want to gank. They will end up going on mid with just a sleight of fist. And that is all she wrote for that gank.
Yeah, It's actually, Rubik surprisingly is one of the better supports against Visage 2. The Fade Bolt, your level 1 familiars do 0 damage against Fade Bolt because of the flat physical damage reduction. So anytime a push is coming and familiars just hitting a tower, you just chuck a Fade Bolt off and back off for a little bit. It's going to severely reduce what the Visage can do.
Thunder Predator starting to stack Ancients now. That greedy economic Dota not being punished. There is a blink on Snake King. Would this be the opening? They move towards the pit with the Shaker. But it's hard to sneak a Roche against Clockwork and AA. That's a lot of vision.
They're going to lead with the Ricky to give him some scouting vision, but he's going to be walking into Observers and Sentries. They see Moon now. They know he's coming.
They also have Brax flying high with some familiars and an Ogre Frost Mage. Not going to find a target, and there's no tier 1. A lot of time invested here on these ganks by Business Associates.
And they're losing bottom outposts. It's almost that 20-minute mark, and it does look like they're going to be split 1 apiece, despite Business having the stronger lineup right now.
They've seen Matthew. This could finally be a kill. Maybe. They're hesitant. They don't know who else is lurking.
He's stolen some treants, so he can use those to go out and scout.
I don't think they're going to find Moo, though, if he walks back. No, he'll be just fine. Snake King was backing off, as Matthew was. Now he blinks in, and he walks right into it. So never mind that. They do secure the kill. But for the amount of time invested, I think you're very happy if you're Thunder Predator. They killed a triple stack of Ancients. While that was happening, MNZ not only has the Battle Fury, he is well on his way to a Deso.
I think it's Rubik's job this game to kind of feed. Maybe not his direct job, but his job is to keep these lanes as pushed out as possible, and also to delay the enemy push. And what goes with that often is you die here and there. So I don't think
Grip on the mid lane
is a problem.
This could be a problem, though, if Leo Style goes down. They've got the control. They get the kill. It's a big one. Nothing even close to being able to cancel that grip.
Yeah, he queues up a BKB now rather than the full Mjolnir. I think just, the Maelstrom alone is enough damage output and D-push. But into the Roshan pit go BA, and they've got a lot of Roche potential without much on Thunder Predator's side to go out and contest it. Frank at best can go for a steal on this, but I don't even think you do that. There's too many summons to block your hook shot. He gets some more vision though, so I think, Frank's not even trying. The Treants are lined up around the pit, blocking any kind of a hook shot play.
Meanwhile, Echo Slam does find MNZ, trying to find that safe farm on the enemy side of the map, but he's going to get punished here. Envy has a Mask of Madness, your pure glass cannon, Nature's Prophet, dishing out the deeps, and now looking for another kill. They will run into Frank in the river, wanted to assist his carry. End up losing too, so a stroke of good fate, Business Associates increasing their lead here up to 5,000.
Mask, Nature's Prophet. I've never seen this yet. Maybe Envy's done in some of his other Nature's Prophet games or pub games, but it's kind of cool. When you know the enemy is never going to fight you, they're always going to split push and dodge fights. It's the most cost-effective single target pushing damage item there is, so...
Yeah, where you don't want this build is when you know they're going to go at you. But if they're hiding, if you have your teammates starting fights, then you could be that pure right-click build.
You don't really want to be popping it and then having PA jump on you with that -8 armor.
And she is going to get a Deso soon, so despite the death, still farming well.
Yeah. It's a lot of minus armor.
You need the BKB afterwards. Once MNZ gets the BKB, the only real threat is the grip.
Yep. It's going to be that 3-item timing on the PA, and hopefully by then Leo Style has a BKB around the similar time as the PA, and we'll see how big of an advantage Business have. I mean, their goal is, by the point that PA gets those items, that they're up 15k gold, they have second Aegis plus cheese and complete map control. So even if PA farms those items, it doesn't mean okay, the game is suddenly Thunder Predator favorite. It's about how close the game is when and if that happens.
That's the only time they have a chance, really, to take head-on fights.
Yeah.
Barring some sort of sloppy dive by the Business boys. For now, they are grouping up bottom and threatening high ground. We'll see how aggressively they commit to this as the teleport for Matthew comes in. They get the chains on Moo. Does have the rushed Manta style. Didn't just go for the Yasha, went full Manta. But meanwhile up top, and trouble for MNZ. Getting muscled down here by Envy and Snake King. This duo has been punishing the PA, and they get another kill out for 50. They could just send the Nature's Prophet towards an objective with a quick teleport.
Yeah. They've got a really good game plan, which is show every hero except Shaker is showing bottom, just pushing towers, and Shaker is just going to constantly hunt for PA. If PA gets caught with a Fissure and into a Blink Totem or a Blink Echo Slam, Nature's Prophet is always TPing in to secure the kill.
And they've got decent vision here, some good wards that can scout those movements into the woods. So, PA has Blur, but not always going to be up and doesn't always know when she needs to use it. Wants to save it for when she's actually farming. And has been punished now twice. BKB comes out on Envy, and this is the point where things get tricky. He could start to just post up and tank some damage if he needs to. Dive onto Frank, Moo, committing forward for this, does get lifted. Cogs will keep him at bay for the moment, and Business Associates won't complete the kill. But you are feeling them just flexing all across the map now.
Yeah. It's getting harder and harder. At one point, Thunder Predator's just hoping they can get to that point where the PA is active and ready to fight. Everyone's itemizing to try and help out the PA. Clockwork going for a Vlad's. That's one of those heroes that doesn't really ever build Vlad's, but anytime you have a PA on your team, somebody needs to build this item. It just benefits her so much.
They are fully smoked up here. Thunder Predator streaming out to the bottom lane. Their first foray outside the base in a long time. And they may run into Business Associates who are also smoked and also heading bottom as bounty runes begin to spawn. Who gets the jump here? That's going to be crucial. It's Snake King towards the front line. You don't want that Shaker getting caught. And Riki will be the one to reveal this. He's going to get eyes on Leo Style. He walks into a Sentry Ward, instantly chains. Mantas it off. They're still keeping Snake King smoked. He's in a good backstab position. Thunder Predator, their way home has been cut off. They may be forced to take this fight. Frank in the trees about to be scouted. Brax will find him, goes for the TP, but Fissure says no. They'll get at least the clock. The rest looks like on the retreat.
Yeah, Matthew doesn't have a TP, so he might be stuck here for a little while.
Meanwhile, mid lane action there too. A Blink, an Echo. Snake King, he's just everywhere, and he's completely shutting down Thunder Predator. That's 5 kills in a row set up by the one true King.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. He is the playmaker of this team. And when you have a Visage offlane, like that's not a hero that's going to run on the round the map, setting up kills. That's just a hero that shows on the map, pushes down the lane, and kind of farms a bit. So, really good job by Snaking, taking up the reins, being the playmaker.
From 420 to 421, and indeed it has been a very dank showing thus far from the prim and proper business associates.
And they're lighting it up right now. They have gotten kill after kill. And not much Thunder Predator had to say about
he's
it.
still hiding in trees. He's still running for dear life. He's not bought the death, so he's thinking, maybe I need to get a BKB instead. He tries to get away. TP denied. A slow and painful death, likely his. Matthew is from long range coming in with the 4-step. MNC, he turns to fight. He's going to work on Envy. Matthew gets off the lift, but it's just not going to matter. He's got to run too and likely cost himself another death. They also lost their Ancient Apparition. While that was all going on, Matthew just makes it out at the buzzer. But the PA going down did complete the deso, so won't have a BKB if there is a sudden push.
Leo style getting going on now by the Ricky.
As the Blade Mail tries to stay alive, zips back to safety.
Gets out of there
The
in
pressure
time.
is on, though.
Yeah. I actually thought, like what you said, the PA might reconsider, had just the Mithril Hammer, so could have gone for a BKB instead of this deso, but it's one of those things like the BKB would give them a timing to try to take a team fight now, but would that win you the game? I think it's unlikely. It's also probably unlikely that this deso into BKB is going to win you the game because it takes a long time, but they're just saying that's the more likely way to win this game. It's just going as late game as possible. And
There's really not many squishy targets on the business side. That's kind of the crappy thing about this deso. As Thunder Predator are smoked up. Creeping out. They're desperate for a fight. They want to make something happen with this deso. Will they get a good jump? They're baiting with MNC. Does business take it? The dust gets popped and Moo blinks out. Now Matthew forcing back. Leo style converging, but he's going to get caught by a sleep to start. The hook is there. There will be no easy grip for Fear this time. In comes the Echo. It's a big one from Snake King. Slams down the load, catches out two. The counter Echo from Matthew. Also decent work, but they're just too tanky. They can take that and dish it back out as MNZ will fall 4 dead, and it's going to be 5 almost certainly. The Ice Cream Man on the run, but Moo there to clean him up. 5 down, and Thunder Predator in shambles. That was their big gambit, and it amounts to zilch.
Yeah, they're way too far behind at this point. Try and do all they can. The Ember going for this kind of mid-game Blade Mail build rather than saving up the BKB, deciding they got to make a play now, and it's just not enough. Envy, he's starting to right-click hard. He's looking like a carry, not just the Ricky, and it was a pretty straightforward fight for BA, as we'll see again here.
Another look at this one. You just see, like, the PA can't really kill anyone quickly enough. Matthew steals Echo, uses it on the familiars, 2 heroes. They basically don't take damage, and they're just able to fight the PA head-on. There's no true strike here. There's no way to deal with that cloud mischance, and he's not able to get off follow-up daggers and blink strikes. He's just playing from behind and feeling ineffective. Needs the BKB, then probably needs a rapier, and, you know, even then, then, I don't know. By that point, you'll see a Hex in play.
It's a fair few items, LD. But yes,
he's got a long shopping
right.
list, right? Like this is like your Christmas shopping for spoiled kids.
Yeah, these 3 items would have been fine if you got them around the 30-minute mark and you weren't down 20k gold. Now that you're down 20k gold, it's not about these 3 items, it's about these 3 items plus the rapier, plus probably some lifesteal as well. He's got the talent, but I don't know, it just...
Moo comes in again. He's looking to finish them off here, put them out of their misery. MJZ down again. He'll buy back, probably die back, as well as MNC is going to tank a full duration grip from 100 to 0. The deaths keep raining in, a feudal ice blast, and another death for MJZ. He has now managed to rack up 8. He'd probably die more if he left the base more often. The GG is called. It was a spanking.
Very convincing.